So good morning, everybody, and welcome once again to Manhattan DD Council for our final meeting of the season. As you know, we'll generally take a break for July and August. However, if anything urgent comes up, we may call a meeting during the summer. But welcome for those of you who are new here today. My name is Kathy Arocho Kelly, and I am honored to chair this Manhattan DD Council. We generally start the meeting with announcements. So if you have an announcement to make, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom, and we will go around and we'll start with the virtual platform and then we'll go around the room here. So Ellie?
Okay, so are we all scared about Medicaid cuts and everything else? Because we should be. We absolutely should be. So SOS is holding a virtual rally on Monday at 10. I did put the flyer in the chat. Registration is required in order to get the link. We have, I hate to speak prematurely, but we have a bunch of politicians that have said yes to participating virtually and some in person. We're not ready to announce yet because we need to see their contribution in the cans, shall we say. We have self-advocates speaking about how all the cuts will be devastating to their lives. We have parents speaking about the same. If you're not up to date on how this will affect you, please join us. Even if you are, then find out what you can do about it. It doesn't matter what your politics are. That has nothing to do with this rally. This rally is purely about protecting services for people with disabilities and basically anybody who gets healthcare anywhere. So if I sound alarmed, I am. Join us. Thank you.
Thanks, Ellie. Any other announcements?
The sky is falling.
Where's Jay Kleinman?
No, I don't.
Okay, then we shall start in the room here. Wendy?
Hi, everyone. Wendy DeLeon from Adapt Community Network. Just wanted to let you guys know we still have funds for our family reimbursement program in all 5 boroughs. So if you are an agency that had a family reimbursement program this year and you ran out of funds but are still getting calls, by all means, please forward them to us. If you are a parent who has not applied for family reimbursement for whatever reason, it is not too late. And same thing for the care managers and other professionals. If you have families who have not applied, you know, and you put that in their life plan, there's no reason for them to let those receipts go to waste because they will not be usable for next fiscal year. So by all means, please do have them apply. It is not too late, though it is quickly approaching the end of the fiscal year, which is the 30th of June. As long as you can get those applications in, we can definitely take a look. In addition to that, of course, we have clinical services, adult services, children's services, overnight respite, family support services, and the like. We also have a webinar coming up for our housing advocacy program on supported decision-making and housing. That will be on Tuesday, June 24th. Andrew was nice enough to post it on the Manhattan DD Council website calendar. So by all means, please take a look. And if you have any questions or would like to apply for any of our services, please email us at projectconnect@adaptcommunitynetwork.org or give us a call at 877-827-2666. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. That's it on the announcements. Quiet June meeting.
Seriously, usually there's like
I know.
5 or 6.
Everybody should be rushing to get those family sport contracts up and out.
I mean, I could go for longer, people.
Yeah. I don't know if Rayanna is here for New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene update. Rayanna? We will move on to OPWDD updates. I know I saw Sam.
Good morning, everybody. As the earlier speaker mentioned, there's not as many updates. I only really have one to share. As you guys know, we have the strategic planning meetings coming up. There are a series that are planned. Just give me a moment, okay? I'm just going to look up the dates very quickly. So this is for the 2023-2027 strategic plan, and just in general, our progress to date in terms of how we were able to fulfill some of the commitments that we had announced. So we are really hoping to hear feedback from self-advocates, families, providers. We want to hear back from as many people who are in any way associated with the individuals that we serve or the services that we provide. So there are going to be a series of forums where, as you guys some of you may know who have previously attended, there'll be a brief update on our projects and activities. There'll be a Q&A session, and there'll be an opportunity for public comment. And each person will be given approximately 3 minutes to share their feedback, their ideas, their suggestions on how to better improve OPWDD. There will be interpretation services available. That is for ASL, as well as live interpretation based on the predominant language or the preferred language of the attendees. There will be 4 in-person sessions. The one for New York City. I'm sorry, there'll be 4 in-person sessions across the state, one in Syracuse, one in Hudson Valley, one in Long Island, and the one for us within New York City will be on July 9th. This time we're doing it in Brooklyn. I believe last year it was in the Bronx, but this year it's in Brooklyn on July 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. It is at the Brooklyn Heights Library, 286 Cadman Plaza West in Brooklyn. It's very easily accessible by public transportation. I will put the details in the chat. And I always like to speak about this, but we do have more episodes available of our podcast. I believe we're at 7 episodes right now. So I would really encourage anybody who's interested to check it out. And I'll also put the link in the chat for that as well for those who may be interested. And that is essentially the updates that I have for this month. It's we had a lot of updates last month, but this month, just these 2 are what I wanted to share.
Thanks, Sam. Any questions for Sam or OPW? Oh, it must really be a quiet one.
I have a question. Is there an agenda or specific areas that you're looking to have the constituency report on?
No, there is nothing. There's nothing that we are specifically asking for feedback on. We're open to any feedback that you are willing to provide. In previous years, I know that that self-direction has been something that families have really spoken up about strongly. We've in the past we've heard feedback about family reimbursement. We've heard feedback about CCO concerns. So we don't have any particular thing that we're asking for feedback on. It's an open forum. Like I said, there will be, I don't know if I would say it's a particular agenda, but there will be an initial period where we provide updates on progress to date. Then there will be an opportunity for a Q&A. And then, so that's the general strategic plan format, I would say. So whatever your concerns, whatever your accolades or admonishments, whatever the case may be, we're open to hearing them in the hopes that we can better improve our plans going forward.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Any other questions for Tim or any of the OPWDD information? Then we'll move on to Amanda and the IAC update report.
Everyone, I will be presenting the report in place of Kate for today because she has a meeting. The first thing we have is advocacy updates. IAC supports Bill S1222 Rivera. The goal of this bill is to improve how early intervention providers are reimbursed. And why does it matter? Because it keeps services available for infants and toddlers with delays, and it helps stabilize the provider network statewide. Next one we have is federal policy and special education. What is IDEA? IDEA is Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, also known as IDEA. It is a federal law that guarantees a free, appropriate public education for all students with disabilities. IDEA funding supports speech, OT, and other therapies, parent advocacy group, and special and staff trainings. In the president's budget proposal, and this report was written on January 1st, so if there's been any updates, I apologize, and you could always correct me and jump in and say, hey, Amanda, there's been a new change. But in the president's budget proposal, he proposes to combine all the IDEA grants into a state block grant. This will eliminate parent information centers, rural and migrant student supports, and homeless student support services, and more. Why we're concerned about this? Because less oversight can lead to fewer protection and fewer services for all. Next update we have is the state confirmation. On the IDD side, on May 21st, everybody is aware, we had our official confirmation of Willow Bear, and she had her Senate hearing, and I think she did a great job answering questions that were directed to changes that were being made regardless of the turnover with commissioners. What are we doing about getting a wage increase for DSPs, given that people who work with OPWDD get paid a little bit more as it relates to OPWDD, as it relates to DSP services, and housing, and Crow. So she did a really great job at kind of explaining those things to us. And she was also at our IAC conference, which was really great because everyone got an opportunity to ask her questions. Another update, the new respiratory illness guidelines was released. Key things to keep in mind in these key points was masking and PPE requirements still remain. Isolation and reentry policies remain the same. And this new respiratory illness guideline was given for ICF, hospitals, residential and community-based services. And another key point, the respiratory guidelines also align with CDC guidelines as well. And when we spoke to residential and adult day, there weren't too many changes that has to be made currently, but it's good to keep that in mind. So when auditors do come to your residence, you are aware, or your day program or any OMEG place, that you're aware of the guidelines. The next update I have for you is State Education Department updates, or SED. Now, what is FAPE? FAPE. It is a free, appropriate public education. This means students with disabilities must receive an IEP, services and supports that meet their needs, and equal access to education at no cost for families. The state supports this, but there's no funding. What are we asking for? Our advocacy acts is that we support full funding for students with disabilities to stay in school until the age of 21. Currently, the rate methodology letter is still pending. We are expecting at the end of June, but if you guys are aware if it has gone out, please share. Next, we have the IAC conference, and thank you. I would like, on behalf of IAC, I would like to thank everyone that attended the IAC conference. It was a pleasure to have everyone there, and it was a great opportunity for everyone to network. And personally, for me, it was a great opportunity to see all of you in the room working on the same accord for the same mission, which is people with developmental disabilities. I want to give a special thanks to the 2 recipients of the Edward Matthews Leadership Award, which is Laura from ADAPT, our CEO from ADAPT Community Network, and Jamie Arnold, CEO of Eden 2. And I would like to give a personal thank you to our Family Advocate Award. Now, please keep in mind, my pronunciation may not be great, but we have Kathy Nowick and Donna Long. So thank you, everyone. And that's the only updates I have for the IAC report today. Any questions? Ooh, this
Questions for Amanda?
We have a question here. Kathy.
Yep,
She has a
yep,
question.
I'm sorry.
Something to add.
We have a question here. It's tough to manage the neck.
Yeah. It's not a question, it's actually an ad. So the memorandum came out yesterday and the rates for January 1st, 2025 are posted. Wanted to add that.
Oh, thank you so much. The rates are posted. All right. I'm gonna update the report with that. So when we do the next report for the Brooklyn, I'll include it. Thank you so much. And who said that?
That
Yeah.
was, go ahead.
Yesenia Estrella from Esperanza.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions or clarifications for IAC updates? Then we will move on to committee reports, and today is actually election day. So we do have Margaret Puddington, who has chaired our nominating committee. Margaret?
Morning, everybody. So the nominations committee met and came up with a slate, which we presented at last month's meeting. And we also called for nominations for anyone who wanted to nominate somebody else or nominate themselves, but none were received. So the slate that we're presenting is for chair, Kathy Kelly, for parent vice chair, Ellie Rufer, for agency vice chair, Yesenia Estrella, for secretary, Alana Katz, for treasurer, Jesse Backey, and that is the slate. Does anybody have nominations from the floor that they would like to submit? Okay. The voting regulations, just to remind people, are that to be eligible to vote for council officers, a member must have attended at least 3 meetings in the 9 months prior to the voting meeting, or have attended the 2 meetings in the past, wait a minute, I got that wrong. No, that's right. Or have attended the 2 meetings immediately preceding this meeting, that would be April and May, and only 1 vote per agency. So I don't know how we're gonna know that on Zoom. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. So I guess we have to do it orally. Kathy, you have any other idea
What I will
about
do
how to
is,
conduct this?
yeah, I'm gonna launch, hopefully, this will work.
Oh, very good. Look at that.
And for those of you in person,
Okay, all right. So you should have a pop-up on your screen that Kathy just provided, and you can have approve or object, and then don't forget to click on submit. I just did it. Okay. So in the meantime, thank you for your help, the members of the nominating committee who were Andrew Harris, Wendy DeLeon, and Paula Martinez Boone. Kathy, when you get the results. They'll let us know.
I approve.
Uh,
Oh, they can't still go forward.
We'll just keep it open for another minute.
Okay, very good. So these officers will serve from 2025 to 2027. It's a 2-year term.
And it was unanimously approved unless there is anybody here.
Oh,
objecting.
excellent, excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you, Kathy, for doing the electronic voting.
Luckily, we're 5 years into this by the time I had to do that. So, but thank you once again, Margaret, for coordinating the nominating committee, and thank you all. And looking forward to another 2 years at least of sharing this wonderful council, and we'll move on to committee reports.
Before we do, congratulations to all the winners.
Somebody have their hand up.
Hello?
No, I
Did you
just
have
want
a-
to say thank you for the service. I mean, thank you guys for all the work that you have put into the council and make it run and all that. I really, really appreciate all the things that you have done. Thank you. I'm glad to have some of you back.
Thank you all. Manhattan Family Support Service Advisory Council, Mary or Jackie?
Hi, everyone. I'm going to start off also by seconding the comments about the executive committee. I want to thank you all for all the work you put into the council. It's greatly appreciated by myself and families. And as regards to our council, I'm going to put it in the chat. Jackie and I just got a new phone number for the council, which I put in. It's 917-796-5407. The voicemail is not set up yet. We're working on that, or will work on it. We were invited, Manhattan Family Support Services was invited to Rebecca School, so we went to their resource fair and met some families, which is always a great outreach. And we will have a table at the fair. We also had our quarterly statewide meeting up in Albany on last Wednesday. We talked about a lot of it was how should I say, business stuff. One being the local council each has a reimbursement fund, so they're trying to set guidelines. They have set guidelines of how to spend this money in the reimbursement fund. And I'm happy to say that one of the things in the reimbursement fund is if you want to come to one of our in-person meetings, which we hope to have in the fall, and you don't have any other means for childcare, Jackie and I can consider reimbursing you through that reimbursement fund. That's part of the guideline, which was really nice. We discussed site visits. Jackie and I go, we evaluate the FSS programs throughout Manhattan, and we have a great system, I think, here in Manhattan, but it's not really reciprocated throughout the state. So they wanted to set guidelines so every council was doing the same thing and had the same access to the programs and visiting them. Family reimbursement, they have forms in all languages. I'm going to say 16. They're all now up on the website. And that was about it. Oh, the one big thing, I'm sorry, was the RFP, request for proposal. Money was, the process is delayed right now. There was a minor glitch in the amount of money in the proposal. It said it was $3.5 million, but it didn't specify that it was each year that this RFP would be. So it's 3.5 million per year for 5 years. So since that wasn't really clarified in the RFP, they had to pull it and reissue it. So the process is going to be a little slower. Scoring should be done by the end of August, and hopefully in the fall, we'll be seeing some new programs roll out. I think Manhattan's was a parent support group, and we put in 4, and the other one was recreation and socialization programs on the weekends. So we're waiting for agencies to put that in. We'll evaluate them and move forward. And that's what we have. Jack, you want to add anything?
I just wanted to add, one of the ideas we had for the RFP is to have the agencies who are already running programs like socialization have a higher staff to individual levels. So people with higher support needs might be able to take advantage of that. I also wanted to reiterate what Wendy said, that there's still a lot of money in family reimbursement. And just so everybody's on the same page as far as justifications, which very often slows people down from doing this, you do not need you do not need clinical justifications for recreation, swim classes, taekwondo classes, and that kind of thing. So if you have connections to people that need this family reimbursement, please ask them to hurry and get it in the next week or 2. That's it.
Paola, you had a question?
Yeah, a suggestion really for Jackie in terms of the family reimbursement, maybe because of the fair is this Friday, maybe you can create a flyer so people know that you have those funds, and then you will get some people applying.
Yeah, on that note, we actually have a list of all the agencies, Paola, that have family reimbursement contracts in Manhattan. So that's a great idea. We'll copy that and have that at our table.
Thank you. Then we'll move on to Transition Committee. Pat?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Oh, Andrew's not here. Andrew and I, we host a chair the transition meeting last Wednesday. That was our last meeting for this school year. And then we had the CPC, Chinese Planning Council, to present about the family employment awareness training. It was a very well attended and through the hybrid meeting. So we are considered to doing more further about this training, because they have a comprehensive workshop coming up in October. So we will share more details about this training, and our meeting will resume in October. For further details, we will send out when the time is closer. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome.
Family and provider information, Wendy or Louisa?
Hello, I didn't see Lisa get on, but she might be on, but so Louisa and I co-chair the Manhattan Family and Provider Information Committee meetings, or as Marco used to love to call it, FPIC. We did not have a meeting this month, as we were focusing on, and are still focusing on, the Manhattan Fair, which is this Friday, in case you haven't heard, at the lovely CUNY Graduate Center, and I'm sure Kathy will have a little more to say about it. But we will resume our meetings in September. So usually we have our meetings on odd-numbered months, and Transition Committee will have even-numbered months. So we will resume in September, but we are looking for ideas for meetings. You know, we put these meetings together, or presentations together for the meetings based on what we think you should hear or would like to hear. But we would love to hear from you regarding ideas. If you've been to a meeting recently that you've heard about some new initiative or new program that you think we should promote, by all means, please let us know. You can send me an email at wdeleon, that's WDELEON @adaptcommunitynetwork.org with any ideas. And if not, then we're thinking just promoting some of our family support services as a starting point for that first meeting. So yes, please just let us know if you have any ideas.
Thanks, Wendy. And as Wendy mentioned, yes, we are having our Manhattan Annual Family and Professional Resource Fair this coming Friday, June 20th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at CUNY Graduate Center. We are looking forward to having about close to 40 vendors.
Oh, we're over 40 now.
We're over 40.
Yay!
Who'll be
We
there.
could go as high as 55. So for those of you that may not have reached out yet, it's not too late. I know the paper said payment was due the 13th. But honestly, we just want to put an event together where families and your own colleagues have the ability to connect with representatives from different agencies or companies that support or cater to the IDD community. So we can definitely talk about payment later, but we would really like to have as many agencies represented. So if you have not reached out, again, my email is wdeleon, WDELEON @adaptcommunitynetwork.org. Or if you know the email of anyone in the executive committee meeting, they'll get the email to me. So you can reach out to any of us really. And just let me know, just let me know and I'll make sure to note you down for a table.
This event is free to families and professionals. There is a charge if you are a vendor or provider, and we'll be having a table and tabling at the event, but for everyone else, it is free of charge. There will be light refreshments available. We will also be having 2 workshops. There will be one workshop on Care Coordination 101, how to get the best out of your care manager and work the best with your care coordinator. And the second workshop will be on family support services. What are they and how to get them? In addition, one of my favorite highlights is I get to give out raffles and raffle prizes. And there will be cash prizes available to any family member from Manhattan. Please, you need to be there to win it, but make sure you get a raffle when you come in. And we'll have 2 raffle drawings throughout the day. And I just love to give away money. So definitely come for that and get a lot of really good information.
If anything, that's worth the trip, just seeing Kathy do her version of Oprah. You get 100 and you get 100.
What time is the first workshop?
The first
11.
Workshop is at 10 o'clock.
10 to 11. No,
10 o'clock.
yeah, 10 to 11. 10 to
The
11,
first
yeah.
workshop is 10 to 11. And the second workshop is 11:30 to 1. And the vendor area and the resource area will be open throughout the day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Jackie?
I just wanted everybody to know that in addition to receiving a lot of information about services available, it's also a really nice event in terms of community and meeting other families and getting ideas of what other people are doing with their kids. So I really encourage everybody to do it. And I just wanted to mention also that it doesn't matter if you do self-direction or traditional services, both will be represented at the fair.
Okay, any other questions? Mayor, are we good with volunteers? Do we need additional volunteers?
Actually, we can always have more volunteers. YI has offered, we have a lot of pe- people who have volunteered, but I did raise my hand before because I was going to say if any providers would like to come join us and volunteer, we would love to have you. And again, I'll give you my phone number, 917, our phone number, sorry, Jack, 917-796-5407 or Manhattan Family Advisory at Gmail.
Mary, that's a cell phone?
Yes, it is.
So people could text as well?
They
If they,
can. They
Oh.
can. It's a Verizon cell number.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Sure, it's 917-796-5407. Again, the voicemail's not set up yet, but it rings.
you
You can answer the phone.
And folks, for volunteers, it's really volunteers to help with the registration table, volunteers to help with just guiding people to the different, booths, agencies, answering questions about services. There could be some volunteers also for the information table, because we do have first-time parents as well. What I mean by first time is the first time people are attending. So there's always people with questions. And if you've ever attended, it's always nice to have volunteers who can answer and guide people around the area, so.
Wendy, how will people identify the volunteers? Will there be something like?
Yeah, you'll have a name tag that'll say volunteers. Maybe next year we can coordinate with like the same color T-shirt or something, but it's a little late for that, I think, to be asking
I
people
was
to
gonna ask if
participate.
there's a dress code or anything, or is it just like
Comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, comfortable. I mean, for those of you representing your agency, I would say follow your dress codes, but for everyone else, it's gonna be a nice, warm, sunny day, so, dressed accordingly. But for volunteers, yeah, you'll have a volunteer badge, if you will, that'll just say volunteer, and that's how you'll be identified.
This is Dylan from AHRC. I'm gonna be taking pictures at the event, so bring your smiles. And I can volunteer in other capacities too. I don't just need to take pictures.
Thank you, Dylan.
Anything else? I believe I saw Rayana join us. Rayana, did you have any updates from New York State Department of Health and Mental Hygiene? Then on that note, I won't say have a happy summer because I expect, Ellie, we have a hand up.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, register immediately for the SOS thing, but I was also reading the weather report and it's gonna be 86 on Friday. So-
Yeah, we're seeing almost 100 degrees the following week. It's
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, well, so we got lucky. We got lucky.
Yes,
And
yes,
we're
we
gonna
did.
have, yes, and we'll have cold drinks for you all. So come. It's gonna be great.
Just one last thing, for those of you that are agency reps on this meeting, hopefully you would have received the flyer for the fair. If you have not, it's available through the Manhattan DD Council website, and we can definitely get it to you. But if you were to be so kind as to share it with the folks at your agencies, not only your colleagues, but those that are service recipients and their families, we'd be eternally grateful. I mean, we put this event together for all of you, so we just want to make sure that the word is getting out beyond just this meeting, and those people that visit the Manhattan DD Council website, that the word is being, spread about this event on on Friday. So we hope to see everyone there, everyone in your +5s. And please remember to register. We do have a bit of pre-registration as well set up. Thank you.
Mary?
Yes, I just quickly put up the family reimbursement agencies in the chat with some contact information if you're not able to make the fair and get that flyer that we're gonna put on the table. Thanks for that
But-
recommendation, Jack.
But they will, Mary. They will make it.
They will. I mean, we have a lot of fun. It's a great resource for families and providers. You know, it's conveniently located. It's really great.
What nobody is saying is that there's really good swag and candy.
And pastries.
Yes.
Flyer is now currently in the chat. It just took me a minute to find it.
Thanks, Alana.
And also at the fair, Jackie and I will, at our table, will have a flyer similar to the one Alana just put up. And it's a QR code that you can scan and get the family and professional resource guide that Yesenia put together again. So, pardon? Oh, I'm sorry, right.
Yesenia put it in.
Yesenia?
She's actually here
Yeah.
with us
Yes.
today. I brought her in and she'll be attending the
Well,
meetings.
we'll put a crown on her head because that's a big job, you
It
know?
was a pleasure.
You'll-
I'll be doing it next year as well.
There we
You
go.
heard it. She committed. She
Yeah.
committed.
She said it from her mouth.
It's being recorded. We can't take it back.
I did tell her, I gave her an opportunity to quit and she did not.
See? Because she's got a good boss.
I do.
Okay, anything else then before we close? Then, thank you all for coming. And again, thank you for the honor and privilege of chairing this council. It definitely is a pleasure to work with all of you and advocate for all the supports and services in Manhattan. So thank you. Have a great summer and we will see you all. Okay. And we'll see you all on Friday.
Yes.
Thank you.